three.
Okay, did that open that? No, wrong one. Don't want to show that one, right? Okay, let's try another.
Well, so that's, yeah, and that's why in the user guide it says like you only want to have the slides and stage 10. So that way when it pops up and asks you what you want to share, there's only two options and they're very obvious.
Okay, what am I doing wrong here? Go back here.
Just so you know, you're good on all platforms.
Thank you.
There it is. Here we go. Because I took out the other, I took out the script slide. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I need to put this on screen. I need to put the slide. Now it's on. Oh, fully. Okay. Okay. Okay, what are you seeing now?
I'm still seeing you. I'm still seeing your video. So what you see on the big screen is what we see.
Okay, let's see. All right. So if I go there, all right. Your entire screen application window. So if I say, okay, I want to share my PowerPoint. Okay, so if I mark that share.
Larissa, I'm going to mute just so you don't hear him twice.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay, now I'm saying share my screen, but I don't know how I get to the slides.
So when you click to share your screen, it should ask you what screen you want to share, and your slide should be.
And I said the application, so I'll put share, but it's still not showing it.
Okay, sometimes there's a little bit of the delay. Dr. Silverberg just came in, so let me get him on screen for the moment.
Because I don't.
Hey, Dr. Silverberg, can you see?
Hi there, how are you?
Hope everything's okay. If you need to drop off and jump back on at a later time, I can always make that happen. So just let me know.
No, I should be okay for the next few minutes.
Okay. So just a quick overview on Thursday night. We'll jump on just like this, 15 minutes early. I'll make sure you both have audio and video showing up. Once that's confirmed, I will change the screen. It will look like this. Right now you can hear me, but on the night of the program, there will be no audio. There's a little chat box that we can use to communicate for the few minutes if necessary. We will then push out the live stream both to Twitter and to Facebook as well as YouTube. And you will be able to retweet the Twitter if you would like. So we'll make sure you know where that is. We'll leave this page up for about 5 minutes or so. And then at 8 o'clock, you will see the screen change. It will look like this. And that is how you know it is go time. After that point, my audio will be off completely, so you won't be able to hear me. And we will start following the moderator guide. So Dr. Blaze will introduce the program. As he starts to introduce himself, the lower third will change to your faculty affiliations. And then we will update to disclosures. And then finally, the learning objective. And then we'll remove it. He starts off with slides. So at that point, I will move to just him on screen, and then he will move to sharing his screen, which he is currently having a little bit of an issue with. So I am going to see if I can share mine, and I just want to make sure that we don't, it doesn't affect the quality of the stream. So bear with me for a second here. Let me see if I can get mine.
No matter what I do, I'm clicking on for it to share my PowerPoint, and I'm not seeing anything. It's just not coming up. Or I don't see it. Do you see my PowerPoint?
I am not seeing your PowerPoint, no.
Okay.
I'm going to put Dr. Silverberg up and see if he's able to share his PowerPoint, and then we'll circle back to yours so that we can troubleshoot it.
And okay, so before we even get there, am I like extremely zoomed in on? Because I see in the small picture at the top, it looks like a normal like zoom out, but on the full screen, it looks like you're, you know, like staring up my nose. So I'm just, and I don't had this problem. I have not had this problem before with other video conferencing software. So I'm trying to understand, you know,
It
I don't know if
doesn't
it's just
look like
something about
that
the
to
setting.
me.
You see me far away.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
see.
I see you close up.
You
I
see me
see
close
Alyssa-
up. I see me close up also. That's what I don't understand.
Yes,
Alyssa, what do you see? Because Alyssa's watching it on a test Facebook that nobody has access to right now.
just Dr. Silverberg.
But do you see, is it super zoomed in, or do you see like from shoulders up? Because I see his shoulders and his window and his door behind him.
Yeah, shoulders, window, door, the light on top.
Okay, yeah, so we're seeing the full view. Sometimes, depending on your browser window, Stage 10 doesn't always automatically adjust. So what you see in your browser window doesn't necessarily 100% reflect what we are seeing on our end. But I see almost the full double window behind you as well as the open door.
Okay. All right. Fine. So let me share my screen.
Depending on your browser window, Stage 10. Okay, and then can you put that in slideshow mode?
Yeah, this is the annoying part. Hold on one second. I have to do that first. And then share it again.
Okay.
Here it
Are
is.
you using a Mac or a PC?
PC.
Yeah, maybe that's what I am using Chrome, but it's not sure.
I believe that God punishes those who use Macs. No, just joking. No, I learned PC. I don't know how to use a Mac. I'm technologically illiterate when it comes to Macs.
Oh my goodness.
You and me both, Dr. Silverberg. So from here, we can hear you. We cannot see you, which is fine. And then you would go through your slides. I know that this is, so actually, if you go to unmet needs, which is, I can't even read the slide numbers on my printout right now, but it's a little further down. There we go. So that would be your first slide. And then as you finish presenting this slide, you would keep your screen up because you're going to present two more. There is a note on the moderator guide, just like for a prompt, but you would keep your screen up. And then one more slide after this, you would stop your, when you're done presenting this slide, you would stop your screen share, and I would have, as soon as you come back on video,
Sorry, it's a little sluggish.
that's okay.
Or
So you would
weird. Hold on. It's very weird.
advancing
The mouse-
instead of going back to your screen, your video.
No, the mouse. The mouse is. It's It says app.stage10.tv is sharing your screen, and it's like a little floaty bar with the stop sharing button. The problem is when I put the mouse over it, it's going behind it. Oh, actually, I think I know why. Okay, here we go. Okay, that should be good.
Yep. And then I
All
would push up to both of you right away. You would do the transition statement. We talk about the atopic march. Dr. Blaze, what do you think? I would then have Dr. Blaze ready to go up, and he would share his screen once we sort that out. This is why, though, that we're running a technical test, obviously, so that we know where the kinks are. So, Dr. Silverberg, it does look like your your computer is cooperating with us, which is always a plus.
If there's a challenge for whatever reason and Dr. Blaze can't get this computer to work, I could always drive the slides myself. You could just say next slide.
If you're both comfortable with that, I'm fine with that. I would say let's just run through a few of them quickly. I can have both of you on audio the entire time. So basically, Dr. Blaze, you would say, let's start off by providing a little bit of background information on AD. Dr. Silverberg, you would be able to see that the statement is followed by share screen. So you would bring your screen up, and I would, once the screen is up, I actually wouldn't push this until the screen share was going. But then Dr. Blaze, if you're okay with that, you would start presenting from there. Obviously, it would be the next slide that is Dr. Blaze's, but does that make sense? Dr. Blaze, does that work for you if Dr. Silverberg drives the slides?
Yeah, either way, if like I said, I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong here. Or if it's
So I just tell you what I did, because I don't know if it's the exact same setup, but I just clicked the, it's like a little cog that for settings, and then it brings up a little pop-up window. I just click share your screen, and then it just asks me which screen I want to share.
Yep.
Yeah, his was asking him that and then not letting him.
It's not showing it. I mean, that's the problem.
So when it brings up to share your screen, there's 3 separate tabs. So there's a middle tab for application window. That's the one you want to use.
Okay, let me try. Okay, I hit application window. Now I'm hitting Microsoft PowerPoint, and now I'm clicking share. And I still don't see it.
Yeah, I'm still not seeing it either.
Actually,
you see it?
No, it's hard.
So share your screen, and it says TV wants to share contents of your screen. Choose which one you want to share. So application window, and then I'm clicking on the application window, Microsoft PowerPoint, and I'm hitting share, and it's not there.
All right.
It's not sure.
Well, hey, listen, if you does your job,
so I can't blame the browser.
Like I said, I'm happy to drive them. If you want to just do the next slide thing, that's fine by me. Whatever.
So let's, Dr. Silverberg, can you go all the way back to the beginning of the slide deck? So that's atopic dermatitis in the US, but don't share it yet.
Nope.
I want to go through. That's okay. I just want to go. It's good practice to go back and forth. I just want to go through the opening statements, and this is as much practice for me as it is for both of you. And then Dr. Blaze will say, let's start off by providing our audience with a little bit of background information, and that's when we'll share the slides. So we're going to, let me just switch the screen back. So normally there would be no audio at this point, but for the sake of just the moment, I'm going to leave it on. And then when you see yourselves come back on screen, Dr. Blaze, you can go ahead and get started with the welcome.
Okay. Hello, and welcome to our program, Can't Stop, Won't Stop the Search for Relief, Scratching the Surface of Itch and Inflammation in Moderate to Severe Atopic Dermatitis. I'm Dr. Michael Blaze, Clinical Professor of Pediatrics at the Medical College of Georgia, and I'm joined today by my colleague, Dr. Jonathan Silverberg.
Hi there.
Dr. Silverberg, your chin is a little cut off by the...
That's what I'm saying. It's zooming in. I don't know why it's zooming in.
Yeah,
but you're not really zoomed. Like if you sit up a little bit more...
Yeah, but I'm sitting
off.
like 3 feet from the computer. It shouldn't be that close. I've never had any software do this. So I'm just not sure if I should have the computer pushed back even more. I can sit
right now you're more than fine.
But like at this point,
now you're too far away.
Computer.
You're way too far away right now. Come back.
Right, so I don't understand why it's zooming in on me though.
Well, I think what you're seeing and what I'm seeing are a little bit different. So right now,
I think
Right where
it's the
you
software is doing some kind of auto adjustment. I just wish there was a way of disabling it.
So are you far away from the computer or normal distance right now?
I'm a normal distance right now,
So
but it's
right
way too
now,
close.
but it's not. It only looks that way to you. It doesn't look that close to me, and it does not look that close to Alyssa, who's watching this stream on our private Facebook
Okay.
page right now. So I promise you're okay. It was just that you were, it looked like you were slouched a little bit down, but now you're perfectly fine.
Okay.
So you'll introduce yourself, and then you'll say our faculty disclosures are on the screen. There they are. And Dr. Blaze, back to you.
Okay. So our discussion today will be the first of 2 Facebook Live sessions. Today we'll be covering the following learning objective. So is it going to be shown or just say it?
Yep, it is shown, but if you could read it out as well, that would be great.
Well, I don't see it. Okay, where is it?
It's underneath your faces.
Okay, I've got this thing from Allison Kukul that I can't get off the screen, so I can't see it.
Okay, yeah, so that's the chat box, and so that's why we're going to try to avoid using that.
Okay,
It's
then,
on, the learning objective is on the moderator guide, so.
yeah, so apply knowledge gained about comorbidities and IDs associated with moderate to severe
Allison just wanted me to let you know that
personalized treatment.
and she's on a Mac, so she knows like that.
Getting some background noise in there.
Yep, that was on my end. Sorry, we're just, it's hard for me to take my audio out quickly. The background noise was Alyssa telling me what it looks like on Facebook. I just have 2 things open. So then at this point, let's start off by providing our audience. So Dr. Silverberg, you would put up the slides, and then I will make that change on the screen as soon as they go up. And Dr. Blaze, you would then start presenting.
So let's start off providing our audience with a bit of background related to atopic dermatitis. Okay, when we go through this slide.
You don't need to go through the whole thing, just, so that Dr. Silverberg is comfortable. Next slide, next slide.
Can I go ahead and say next slide? Okay.
I think it's a matter of what the 2 of you feel most comfortable with, what you think is going to make it flow smoothly.
I'll just say next slide because there's definitely a lag here, so I don't want to start talking before I see the slide up.
Yep.
That makes sense.
I would say it's about a 1 to 2 second delay from the point of which I push the advanced slide till where you see it on the screen too.
Okay. It's hard for me to tell when you push and when I see it. So now here where we have a transition statement after the burden of AD, the last burden of AD slide, where we talk about, okay, Dr. Blaze says we're examining the substantial burden. We should also talk about patient satisfaction. Dr. Silverberg, would you please elaborate? So we can leave the burden slide up at that point. Berg, you can move to unmet needs after he says that when you're ready to present it. I think, we had the stop screen share because we were going to have you each share your own screens, but because we're only sharing one screen, if it's...
I'll just keep mine up, that's all.
Yeah. And then there is one point, Dr. Silverberg, and it is at the top of page 5, where it's really an open faculty discussion. So at that point, you would definitely want
Which
to...
one is slide 5? Because I can't, once I have it in full screen view, I can't see which numbers are.
It's page 5 of the moderator guide.
Oh, all right.
So it talks about, it's after the atopic March slide, and it's a discussion on how likely that is there data to back it up? So it's after itch trigger, so it's 2 slides from now.
So it would be after I present the atopic March slide.
Correct. So
And then we would open it up for a discussion on what proportion of people and therapeutic intervention.
Right. So after atopic March, we would go back to a 2-screen view of both of your faces. So you would stop the screen share for the moment, and you would both discuss this a little more in depth before returning to the screen share to move on to the comorbidity slide.
So Jonathan, you want me to discuss the progression quickly of the ratios or percentages? And I mean, I guess we can both,
I don't care one way. I mean, it's fine by me.
The therapeutic interventions, we know the emollients have failed. We know that the bacterial lysate has failed. I don't know if there was anything else. I mean, if we can go back and forth about that.
I'm just pulling up the moderator guide, so I'm trying to get oriented to what you were mentioning, where this open discussion is, because.
So it's right after the atopic March slide. There's 2 questions.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I would bold that a little bit more so it's clear cut. But either way, so am I?
I can do
so
that.
Then I would stop screen sharing at that point.
Correct. So you would go back to your webcam, and as soon as I see your face pop back up, I'll press the button to show the 2 of you side by side.
All right. And you're going to update the moderator guide with this, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Alyssa, can you mute?
Yes, I just wanted to tell you that Dr. Blaze is very pixely and laggy.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
It looks like the internet might be a little bit slow. We're waiting. Once Dr. Silverberg comes back on, then I'll be able to tell if it's on both ends or if it's just on. All right. But yes, Dr. Silverberg, I will update the moderator guide. So I guess really the question is, once we update the moderator guide, and I'll make it much clearer when the screen share needs to stop, do you feel comfortable with the current plan? With Dr. Silverberg running the slides, Dr. Blaze queuing on your slides, and then for the parts that are live discussion, we will make that much more obvious in the moderator guide to stop sharing a screen.
That'll work for me. If I can't figure out, because for some reason.
I think that, yeah, and I think that if it's not working and we know that Dr. Silverberg's works, I think that is the better plan. Okay. Just out of curiosity, are either or both of you wired into the internet with an Ethernet cable?
No.
No. I am next. I mean, literally, I'm about 3 feet from my router. So, I mean, I use this all the time. I don't know why it's so slow right now. Again, I don't know if it's a software, because I just did a GoToMeeting meeting,